We have approached the final lesson of the semester that is going to prepare you for delivering your final assignment of this semester, which will be your ethical presentation. So I just wanted to take a couple of minutes and go over what to expect within this lesson. This will be extremely interactive. There are many moving parts, so if at any time while you're walking through this yourselves, if you have any questions, feel free to email, call, or stop by if you're on campus. So to begin the lesson, you're going to read chapters 12 and 13. So we're going to have two chapters this time, chapters 12 and chapters 13. As an additional learning tool, I posted a chapter 12 PowerPoint and a chapter 13 PowerPoint. Next, you are going to be exploring how to orally cite sources. One of the requirements for your ethical oral presentation will be to include research. And so whenever you're directly quoting or paraphrasing, you're going to need to provide an oral citation. So that's what this PowerPoint is for you. It's not a lecture PowerPoint. It just has slides that illustrate elements that are needed when orally citing sources. Then I created an oral citation guide. This guide walks you through step by step how to put together an oral citation. It also gives you examples of two oral citations. Following the guide, you're going to be doing a little bit of practicing. So I have created an oral citation worksheet. You are going to open the file, review it, and follow the guidelines. Submit the finished work to the Dropbox titled Creating an Oral Citation Worksheet. This worksheet is worth 8 points. You have until Sunday, May 6th to complete it. Just to take a look, you're going to use the researched information below to create your oral citation by directly quoting using that information and paraphrasing using that information. And you can just type right in the graded gray shaded box. It might turn out italicized. Don't worry about that, not a big deal. This is just strictly orally citing sources. So you'll type in your example when you're directly quoting and an example of when you are paraphrasing. Submit that to the Dropbox. I just noticed now that the Dropbox is not there for you to see, so I'm just going to put that in there really quick. There we go. Sorry about that. Once you've completed the oral citation worksheet, you are going to get some practice creating APA citations. So I've put together a PowerPoint titled Creating APA Reference Lists. This is to assist you with creating your own reference list, which will be required for the outline that you're submitting for your ethical presentation. For every oral citation you use in your presentation, you should have an APA cited reference on your outline on a works cited page. So this PowerPoint, again, it's not a lecture-based PowerPoint. It's just a PowerPoint with illustrated information to assist you in creating an APA citation. For an additional learning tool, I've created an APA style guide. So if you open this file, you will see different APA styles with printed sources, internet and electronic sources, as well as media sources. It gives you the format, and then it gives you two examples. So make sure you use that. It's a nice little cheat sheet, I call it, when you're creating reference APA citations. I've also attached the OWL at Purdue link. This link gives you in-depth, detailed information on how to properly create an APA citation. So it's very text heavy, so you really need to know what you're looking at. You'll be focusing on reference lists, and depending upon the reference list, most often the most popular is electronic sources, but it'll walk you through different types of electronic sources. It'll tell you how to cite it, and then it will provide you with examples as well. Once you've completed viewing the APA style guide, you are going to get a little bit of practice creating APA citations with the APA reference list activity. So if we open the file, I have given you a variety of different sources, and what you're going to do after you've viewed the PowerPoint is you are going to attempt to take the sources given here and create an APA works cited page based upon the proper information that was given to you in the APA reference list PowerPoint presentation. So you'll put your own APA reference list together based upon this information right here, all of these sources. You'll create that on a Word document, and once you've completed that reference list, again, I forgot to put a Dropbox here. Once you've created that, you will submit to the appropriate Dropbox titled APA Reference List Activity. Once you've completed that reference list activity, that's going to be due again by May 6th, 11:59 p.m. Next, you're going to get some practice with outlining. So you are going to complete an organizing the points worksheet. This worksheet gives you major points and supporting points to fit into the following template. So all you need to do, because this is a worksheet, is take the information above here and plug it into the format given to you right here. Then I ask you to answer 3 questions, which are: why is organization important? Is there always a logical order for main points? And why should you use an outline instead of a full manuscript when planning a speech? You're just going to write up your responses at the bottom of the outline here, save it to your USB or to your computer, and then submit it to the Organizing the Points Dropbox. This particular assignment is worth 13 points, and it's due in the Dropbox by 11:59 p.m. on May 6th. Following practicing using structure and organization for outlining, you have an informative speech analysis. So all I'm asking you to do is to open this file here. This gives you the guidelines to the assignment. You'll either copy and paste this link or into your browser, or you can just hit Control and then hover the mouse over it and click on the mouse, and it will bring you to the sample speech. You'll view this sample speech, and after you view it, you will attempt to answer the following questions in complete sentence format. What was the speaker's general purpose, specific purpose, and thesis? What order were the main points in? In your opinion, did the speaker have effective eye contact? Why or why not? Did the speaker's facial expressions enhance what they were saying verbally or distract what they were saying verbally? Did the speaker use effective body movement? Why or why not? In your opinion, did the speaker use effective vocal variety? Why or why not? Was the speaker's visual aid effective? Why or why not? And if an A was excellent and an F was failing, what overall grade would you give this speech? Why did you choose that grade? Make sure that your responses are written on a separate Word document. Right here it says New Word Document. Make sure it's in complete sentence format. This gives you the scoring guide. It's a simple present, not present. This assignment is worth 10 points and will be due by May 6th, 11:59 p.m. in the following Dropbox titled Informative Speech Analysis. Once you've completed that, I've placed the ethical oral presentation guidelines from the previous lesson into this lesson, just as another reminder to review it and kind of put into context everything that you learned in this lesson as it will relate to your ethical oral presentation. I've also placed the guidelines for your outline that you will submit with your presentation to the appropriate Dropbox. Your presentation and outline will be due by 11:59 p.m. on May 17th, which is a Thursday. I've also placed an example outline in here for you to view. Remember that this is only an example. Please don't use it as a template. There is no works cited page attached to it. So make your own using this as your guide, along with the instructions given on the guidelines. I've also placed the self-recording guidelines in here just as an additional piece of support. Once you've done that, I ask that you complete the Chapter 12 and 13 quiz. This quiz, because it has 2 chapters, will have 20 questions. 10 questions will be multiple choice and 10 questions will be true and false. Each question is worth 1 point apiece. You are allowed to take it multiple times up until the due date, which is May 6th, or until you reach a 100, whatever comes first. When you've done that, this is just a reminder, make sure you've submitted everything that's required for you to submit to earn the maximum points possible. And then congratulations, you've completed this lesson and you are 1 step closer to completing this course. There are a lot of activities in this lesson. That's why I'm giving you 2 weeks to complete it. At any point along the way while you're working on this, if you have any questions or you're not quite sure what it is that I'm asking, please email me, call, or stop by if you're on the Eau Claire campus.